The Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, is fast becoming a bride sought after as countries and organizations visit to understudy the secrets of its success since its establishment almost 4 years ago. The latest agency on study tour of NIDCOM is the National Institute for Security Studies, NISS. Details shortly. And Honorable Abike Dabiri Arawa, Chairman CEO of NIDCOM, has called on participants at the joint European Union, EU, and International Organization for Migration, IOM, intervention workshop to up their game in the fight against irregular migration. Full story soon. And on our health segment, ANPA with health tips. And of course, we do not forget our diaspora of the moment. This is your favorite program, The Diaspora, and I am your anchor, Koinsola Adetumbi. Please stay. Welcome back. And now a delegation from the 10 Bonds course at the National Institute for Security Studies, NISS, in Abuja, have visited the management of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission to understudy best practices done by the Commission. Mr. Dedakos E. Igbeji, Deputy Commandant, National Institute for Security Studies, Abuja, led the delegation and were received by Dr. Sule Yakubu Bassi, Secretary to the Commission, on behalf of Honorable Abike Dabiri Arawa.
The participants, as introduced, are coming from different agencies, but we make sure that we have a benchmark. You are not less than a deputy director, either in the ministry or whatever agency you are coming from, in comparison with the armed forces. So they are all expected to stay in the training for 10 months. Starting February, we are going to graduate by the grace of God on the 9th of December. So in the course of the course, we have different modules. And one of the modules is tour. We start with the local tour of ministries and parastatals related to the theme of the course, which is globalization and regional integration, regional economic integration, implications for sustainable development in Africa. After touring these ministries, we shall embark on state tour. We have chosen about 6 states in the north, 6 states in the southern part of the country. So we'll go on tour of the states. After coming back from the state tour, we shall embark on regional tour of Africa. We'll pick about 6 African countries to embark on the tour. And when we come back from the African tour, possibly by September, we embark on the world tour. 6 other countries across the globe. And by the time we come back, we have other lectures that will be going in between. We're expected that we have interacted by the wall and be able, at the end of the course, to make an executive brief on the position to the CNC. So all these are part of the modules the participants are going to go through for the next 10 months. And as they are going through, just as you said, it's not on our character. We don't have African time in the institute. So we are here just in that light. The participants, this is your first phase of interacting with the different agencies. We're expecting them to interact, to ask questions, particularly related to the issue as the theme of the course. Because when you come, it talks to globalization, we're having issues across the globe on Nigerians in diaspora. So we are going to learn a lot from the Commission when such issues come from what do we do, because we also have a module that has to deal with international relations.
I welcome you to the Commission. I congratulate you for your admission to the prestigious National Institute for Security Studies as members of the Executive Intelligence Management Course 16. I also understand that the theme of Course 16 is globalization, implications for regional integration and sustainable development in Africa. In relations to the African diaspora, the magnitude of potentials in African diaspora, and more importantly, Nigerian diaspora, is enormous, that it distinguishes them wherever they find themselves. Their drive, energy, tenacity, and enthusiasm are advantage which have to be harnessed for national development.
The interactive session was quite revealing, with questions ranging from the impact of globalization to diaspora engagements. Please take a listen.
The Commission has done so well in contributing to the development or coordination of the Nigerians in diaspora. I know there is no pain without gain. What things do you think government needs to do maybe to speed up your programs and policies to cover other areas that they are yet to cover, for us to have this, to address the challenges and to speed up the sustainable development? Thank you.
To what extent, from the perspective of your commission, is this free trade agreement impacting Nigeria negatively, positively, because it seems to be a one-sided thing? Can you give us, throw some light on that? Thank you, sir.
Globalization has its own discontent because of the players, developing countries, and Nigeria being one of them. Now, how have you been able to achieve your mandate in terms of tapping intellectual property in achieving one of your focal mandates, which is specialization?
Sir, I would like to know the relevance of digital diplomacy to the mandate of the Commission. Thank you.
How has this digital diplomacy has helped the Commission in achieving that goal of projecting the positive image of Nigeria to the international community? Thank you very much.
His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari has a policy that whatever affects any Nigerian anywhere in the world is the responsibility of his government. And he would like to protect the livelihood and interests of any Nigerian anywhere in the world as a government policy. But these are some of the risks that also come with globalization and the diaspora phenomena. You know, I mentioned earlier on that globalization has its own positives. It also has its own risks. And where risks are concerned, you can only mitigate it. You cannot eradicate it 100%. You can reduce it to the barest minimum. And so, one of his key cardinal points that he tells every diaspora and every Nigerian that is outside Nigeria is that they are our ambassadors at large. And they must reflect Nigeria positively by their actions, by their comportment, and by their activities. That's the first point on his 3-point diaspora agenda. We have this challenge of funding. It's a huge challenge. We can only do and leverage what we have. In fact, a lot of times it is the goodwill of our chairman and some of the staff, the management staff that you see here, that does the work. I tell you, NIDCOM is one of the federal government agencies that have one of the best dedicated staff that I can say. And I can defend them anywhere. And I'm part of it. And I know what it means to be a pioneer staff status and a legacy person. It's not easy. Talking about intellectual property, it's difficult to even begin to understand the world of today, because people are so interdependent, people are so interrelated, people are so infused together that if you think what worries somebody doesn't affect you, you are a joke.
Many thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for visiting NIDCOM. Honorable Abike Jabiri Urewa, Chairman CEO Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, has called on participants at the European Union and International Organization for Migration Joint Management Workshop to make use of the knowledge imparted on them to join the fight against irregular migration. This appeal was made in Abuja at the closing ceremony of the national workshop. It focused on lessons learned from migration management programs held from 2020 to 2022.
I want to thank all of you that have participated at this event put together by the IOM and the EU. And I also say that the Nigeria Diaspora Commission too. And I hope, just like I heard, you've benefited a lot. And I hope that you will not take all you have learned for granted. We at the Diaspora Commission have also benefited a lot from working with the IOM and the EU. And I also learned a lot. If I didn't get into this job, working with IOM and the EU, I would not have known about how Nigerians are dying at sea. And I'm glad that we're able to do something about it. President Muhammadu Buhari, working, brought back at one go, well over 10,000 Nigerians stranded in Libya. And that was after IOM had been bringing them back in batches. And we said this as a country, we must do something. And we're able to do that as a batch. But the sad thing is, as you all know, it hasn't stopped either. So as you continue this sensitization and workshop, we all need to join hands to stop or reduce, in fact, stop irregular migration. We can't stop migration, whether, I'm sure you heard all that over and over again, but what are we doing individually and collectively to make sure that the next person does not get into those dangerous waters or that dangerous journey? And I think even as you do it on your job, you can do it on your own. It's something, all these things you've gotten to know, and I can see all the topics you've covered: migration, return, assistance, economic reintegration. We can also do this individually. And I want to appeal to every one of us that we should do everything possible to do our best for this great country. So I wish you all the very best at this seminar. Thank you, IOM, thank you, EU. And we look forward to participating again. Power! Thank you very much, and God bless you. Thank you.
I wish to thank her personally for everything that she has done for the UIOM Joint Initiative. Since the Commission was constituted, we have seen a very active and vibrant Commission, and that is also thanks to you. Extremely active, extremely powerful, and extremely full of potential. And you have such a vibrant presence everywhere you go, you, the other members of the Commission, and I think that we would like to see you doing more, even in the sector of return and reintegration. And I think that NIDCOM has the potential to do so, and within our new actions in the future, together with the IOM, colleagues, we would like to see that happening. Also potentially under talent partnership, within the context of the EU Pact on Migration and Asylum. There are opportunities, there's a lot of potential, and we would like to see that happening in the future. For the moment, I would like to thank also IOM for including everybody that needs to be part of the whole of government approach into our actions. That is why we need to have a focal point in every agency, and that's why we would also like to see every agency that is in charge of something, in particular migration and immigration governance, to have a role and an active role in our future actions as well. As you know, the UIOM Joint Initiative under the special measures will be coming to an end in April. There will be most probably a small gap in our actions, but we are ready to come back, and we hope that as of September we will be able to accommodate everything that we were doing in the past, plus migration governance, plus civil society engagement, plus return and reintegration, as well as actions and an active response to trafficking persons and smuggling of migrants. So this is our whole of government approach, this is our long-term approach, and we would like to have everybody on board. And NIDCOM and Diaspora with a special say and role as well. So I hope that your presence today is actually meaning a lot to everybody so that they can see how important diaspora engagement is to us. And I hope that you can see that from your side as well. She came herself this morning and she's going directly to the airport. So thank you so much once again, and thank you everyone for being part of that and inspiring us, the IOM colleagues, all the agencies here to do more for migration governance in this country.
And now let's take a short break with Boya Linko leading us.
Not so fast. Look, I'm tired. I want to check out of this country for greener pastures.
Just calm down for a moment. Please sit down.
Do you have a job where you're going to?
No, but someone is arranging, you know.
Listen, Alinko. Checking out of this country without proper planning means one thing. Unimaginable begin. You know, I've been in the diaspora, but legitimately doing great things at home and abroad. As I've been saying, without the proper footing abroad, the risk is not worth it. Listen, Alinko, it's better to be home than be trapped abroad, or even end up in prison.
If you must travel, travel legitimately. And now to our health segment with ANPA.
As a CRNA, we involve with every aspect of the patient care, right from the peri-op, intra-op, and the post-op care. We also involve with emergencies, intubation requirement, central line placement, and epidural or C-section, placing our own spinal. So when we meet our patient, we assess our patient just to make sure we have all the adequate data and the vital signs to help our patient surgery to be successful. And in peri-op, we have attached all the monitoring devices, hemodynamic devices, to make sure every aspect of our patient, even while they're asleep, is being monitored and we care for. And to ensure the patient is stable, patient is not moving, to create an adequate exposure for our surgeons. And once the surgery is over, we transport our patient to the post-op care area, where we handle the care over to the PACU nurses, and maybe sometimes in the ICU to the intensivist. There's so many specialties that we get involved with, from cardiothoracic surgery to neurosurgery, pediatrics, and obstetric. We take overnight call to help with all the emergencies. There's so many parts of patient care as a CRNA we involved with. And we work collaboratively with our doctor, and sometimes we work solo. CRNA has been known to provide almost 50 million anesthetics in the United States, both in the rural area and in the urban area. We take care of our patient to ensure safe delivery and safe anesthetic management. So CRNA, depending on your specialty, we place our own central line, PICC line, place our own epidural, spinal, depending on the type of cases. So many different anesthetic techniques that we get involved with, nerve blocks, to ensure our patient does not have a bad experience and that our patient does not remember or recall any aspect of the surgical procedure. Also, we monitor the hemodynamics to ensure the vital signs are stable throughout the procedure and while they're waking up, till we deliver the patient to the next care unit. So, I want you to be part of AMPA. Join us. As an Allied Health Chair Committee, we partner with so many different aspects of the Allied area. We have pharmacists, we have advanced practitioners, we have nurses, we have social workers, we have medical lab scientists. These collectively, we can move mountain. And as the chair of the Allied Health, as we celebrate the CRNA Week, I'm using this moment to call on all the other Allied Health members to join us. Collectively, we can move a mountain. Individually, it takes a while. So join us and let's continue the mission and the vision of AMPA to create a healthier world. So join us and have a great day.
Thank you to ANPA for the health tips. And now to our Diaspora of the Moment with Shaliwa Ajila presenting.
Our Diaspora of the Moment is Dr. Shubulade Smith. Dr. Smith is a consultant psychiatrist with 27 years experience in psychiatry, 20 years at consultant level, and a visiting senior lecturer at the Institute of Psychiatry, Psychology and Neuroscience, King's College London. She currently holds positions at the South London and Maudsley NHS Foundation Trust, SLAM, where she is the clinical director for the forensic service. She previously ran the Forensic Intensive Care Unit at SLAM and prior to that, the General Intensive Care Unit at the Maudsley Hospital. Her ward was shortlisted for Psychiatric Team of the Year 2011. Dr. Smith was voted a BMA Pioneering Consultant and nominated as a Woman of the Year in 2002 for the development of her one-stop shop, a medication review and physical monitoring clinic for people with mental health problems. Dr. Smith is recognized nationally and internationally for her work in the hormonal and reproductive effects of antipsychotic medications. Dr. Smith is a clinician with a strong academic focus who has published over 60 journal articles, research letters, and book chapters in the field of psychiatry. She is a highly skilled clinician with expertise in a broad range of mental health problems, from common disorders such as anxiety and depression to more complex problems such as psychosis. She has many years' experience working with people with comorbid disorders. Examples of bipolar illnesses complicated by substance use, depressive illnesses with PTSD. Dr. Smith is a trained expert witness and has extensive experience of media-collegial work, including personal injury, clinical negligence, employment issues, family and criminal work. She was awarded a CBE in the Queen's Birthday Honours for services to psychiatry in June 2019 and won the prestigious Royal College of Psychiatrists Psychiatrist of the Year Award in November 2019. Dr. Smith becomes the 18th president of the RC Psych and will replace current president Dr. Adrian James when he demits office on the 11th of July at the college AGM, which is being held during the RC Psych International Congress in Liverpool. She will be the college's first Black president and the 5th woman at the helm. Congratulations, Dr. Smith. We celebrate you as our Diaspora of the Moment.
And that has been the Diaspora for this week. Join us same time next week for another exciting episode. And I remain your host, Koinsola Adetumbi. Bye for now.